Zohran Mamdani has been on an absolutely generational run lately, leading New York City, and I don't think most people know all the cool stuff he's done, so let me explain everything. Okay, so first off, since he became mayor, he's been super busy. This is all in the first 2 weeks of becoming mayor. He's done all this crazy stuff, but like, what is it? What actually is the things he's doing? Okay, first off, he's improving the process to accelerate affordable housing by developing this speed task force. Okay, that's awesome. He is leveraging city-owned land to accelerate housing, which was going to identify no later than July 1st, 2026, sites owned, operated, and controlled by a city or such, whatever, you know. But anyway, to support 25,000 new housing units over the next 10 years. This is the abundant stuff. This is the abundant stuff that Ezra Klein and all the abundance billionaires wanted so badly, but surprisingly they're quiet on it. I don't think Ezra Klein has endorsed Zohran Mamdani, but this is literally what they're talking about. They're talking about like finding places they can build better stuff at. Anyway, next, this reestablishment of the mayor office to protect tenants. That's amazing. He's also revoked all the executive orders issued prior to December 26, 2024, and in effect on December 31st, 2025, because of the horrible stuff that Eric Adams has done. If you need a reminder, this is basically what happened with Eric Adams.
A decade. They include things like bribery, taking over $100,000 in luxury travel from foreign governments and businessmen, as well as funneling illegal foreign donor money into his campaign, and giving favors to the Turkish government and Turkish businessmen. This guy took free first-class tickets to go to Turkey, where they put him up in luxury hotels. The only thing they didn't give him was a free hair transplant.
It gets crazy in that. If you want to go down the Eric Adams rabbit hole, I encourage you to do so. Anyway, he also has established the Office of Mass Engagement. Guys, we can't just expect people to come in, politicians to come in and save our lives. We have to be the ones engaging our community, helping things. Zohran Mamdani, the mayor, is helping us do that by establishing the Office of Mass Engagement. It's super important. He also called Trump out on the Venezuela stuff, which, like, honestly, that's better than Chuck Schumer's done. Chuck Schumer, I think, said something like he was disappointed in what had happened. He wanted Trump to consult him first. But look, Mamdani voices opposition to it.
And spoke with him. I called the president and spoke with him directly to register my opposition to this act and to make clear that it was an opposition based on being opposed to a pursuit of regime change.
So Mamdani has more guts than do most members of Congress. Yeah. In fact, most members of Congress probably wanted this to happen in the first place. They wanted America to invade a foreign country and kill, 3 dozen people and then do whatever they want with it. Anyway, he announces the formation of rental ripoff hearings. I mean, this is to help renters voice their concerns with the tenants, or voice their concerns with the landlords. People are living in places where, like, the stove doesn't work, the walls are moldy, it's decrepit living conditions, and now people have an actual place to voice their concerns. Rather than sending an email that'll go off into the void, it's actually helping people with affordable housing. He also signed an executive order to crack down on junk fees, subscription tricks, and traps, and save New Yorkers money. This is big Lena Khan stuff. If you remember Lena Khan, chair of the FTC, right? FTC, I think, Biden eras. These junk fees really add up. Basically, Mentally Divine explained it here real quick.
Let's talk about it. He's specifically cracking down on junk fees and subscription traps. What's crazy is that Consumer Reports prove that junk fees cost the average American family an additional $3,200 per year on top of their already high-ass bills. The shit is legalized theft. On subscriptions like Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, and other services, junk fees can run up to an additional $1,000 per year. And according to the Government Accountability Office, ticketing companies like Ticketmaster have hidden junk fees that raise the price of tickets over 30%. Not to mention,
it's crazy. I encourage you to watch Mentally Divine's full video. It's a great breakdown of the situation. Genuinely crazy. It can save New Yorkers thousands of dollars per year. He also did almost the impossible, and in just a week of being mayor, so January 8th, he's a mayor for 1 week at this point, he teamed up with New York Governor Kathy Hochul to launch free childcare for tourists in New York City. Free childcare. They said this couldn't be done. They genuinely said it couldn't be done. This is Majority Report quoting, I forget her name, a journalist. But anyway, this is them talking about that.
Prove, which has shown no interest in doing. Well, to be fair, we've got to give it a little bit of time. Mamdani's been in office for 8 days now, and of course he announced with Hochul They are rolling out the free universal childcare for New York City and actually expanding it in the state too. They're starting pilot programs. Now, they don't have a dedicated revenue stream yet in terms of like 2 or 3 years out, but the idea is create facts on the ground, shifting the budget, and they're going forward with this. And that's really, that was the biggest one. To be honest with you, like, that's the biggest, that's the most.
They said it couldn't be done, and Mamdani said, watch me, he did it in 1 week with Kathy Hochul. It's actually incredible. It's genuinely incredible. And then at the end of the day, you can't just pass these economic policies and just do whatever. You have to also help the community. Mayor Mamdani joins Under the Radar Theater Festival to give away 1,500 free tickets in commitment to making arts and culture accessible to all. This is kind of back to the bread and roses idea, which came about in women's suffrage and labor movement. It basically says that, yeah, we need our bread, we need housing, we need food, we need all this kind of stuff. We also need roses. We need like theater, performances, dancing. To quote Helen Todd, not at once, but woman is the mothering element in the world, and her vote will go toward helping for the time when life's bread, which is home, shelter, security, and the roses of life, music, education, nature, and books, shall be the heritage of every child that is born in the country, and the government in which she has a voice. This is over 100 years ago, and it's still applicable today. Mamdani is giving bread and roses at the same time. Also, like, let's just be real, he's helping with these little day-to-day things, and that's a new commitment to expand access to public bathrooms. I think it's $4 million to bring bathrooms to New York City. I think it was like a few thousand bathrooms you wanted to add. Oh yeah, nearly 1,000 public restrooms in New York City. There currently are that, but he's gonna expand the number of New York City bathrooms. And let's be real, like this is actually a necessity for life. He also just stood firm in his values as a democratic socialist. A lot of people said, oh, Democrats are just blue fascists. Once they get in office, nothing's gonna happen. He's gonna go back. You don't change the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party changes you. Look, New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani is standing firm on his principles.
I've made it clear to everyone within my city government, and that extends to NYPD, that we are going to uphold our sanctuary city policies. We are going to adhere to them. That is why one of the 11 executive orders that we signed was to repeal the previous administration's order to allow for collaboration with ICE on Rikers Island.
Mamdani is sticking to his principles. He's not letting anything go. He met with Trump and he called him a fascist to face, and is saying all this stuff as well. It's good. And just recently, I think it was today or maybe yesterday, there's a huge strike in New York City with nurses. I think 15,000 are on strike. Look, he's talking about supporting them here and calling out the CEO.
And President of Montefiore made more than $16 million last year. The CEO of New York Presby, where we are today, made $26 million last year. But for too many of the 15,000 Neisner nurses who are on strike, they are not able to make their ends meet. They are not asking for a multi-million-dollar salary. What they are asking for is for their pensions to be safeguarded, to be protected in their own workplace.
Look, and he's pointing out the facts here. These CEOs are making tens of millions of dollars. The hospitals are paying $200 an hour for nurses to work. So it's not about money. It's never about money. It's about how the money is allocated. Right now it's allocated towards the very top, of course. Now, it needs to be said, patriots don't worship politicians. Zohran Mamdani could do a 180. I don't think he will. He could slack off. I don't think he will. But there's a chance that he will disappoint us. And in fact, it's pretty likely that he'll probably disappoint us at some point. Some people are disappointed by him working with Hakeem Jeffries and Kathy Hochul. Some people are disappointed with him giving Jessica Tisch on as police commissioner. Look, you'll be disappointed. Patriots don't worship politicians, don't forget that. But at the end of the day, this is our guy. This guy is actually helping us, actually making New York City a better place. I'm in California. I wish we had a governor like him. But at the end of the day, look, it's only been like 2 weeks and he's already done some crazy stuff. Anyway, that's the first 12 days of office for Zohran Mamdani. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments. He's having a generational run. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you next video.